I work for Teagasc, which is the organisation in Ireland that's dedicated to agricultural research, advisory and education. It's been a great conference so far. It's been divided into two parts. We have had the ISMS conference at the beginning for the science programme, and we have the North American Mushroom Conference at the second part, which is very much focused on the growers and the industry. And both have had really excellent presentations from researchers across the world and industry here in the States. Well, I think globally there's usually a big concern over the availability of labour, and that's driving research into automation and harvesting, automated harvesting, and that's been well represented here at the conference this year. So we've had presentations from 5 companies that are producing automated harvesting systems to help the industry. They're in various stages of development, some nearer to market than others, some able to do all of the functions from picking and trimming and packing to just facilitating the growers with making two-handed picking more appropriate. Certainly they're very close. They're much closer than they were before, but they're always getting closer and closer. It's still a big challenge because mushrooms are a complicated crop, and we have to pick mushrooms at different stages of development. There's a lot of mushrooms on a bed, so trying to get a robotic harvester that can pick each mushroom carefully and place it correctly and have it trimmed, it's still a big challenge. But there's a number of companies that are very far ahead with that and are using systems on farms at the moment, which is a new step. We haven't seen that in the past, where automated harvesting systems are actually being used on farms. So that's a big advance. Okay, so peat is a very important ingredient in our mushroom casing. However, peat and peatlands are a threatened ecosystem, and they store huge amounts of carbon relative to the amount of surface area that they cover. So 3% of the land surface is peatland, but they hold 30% of the carbon. So from a climate change perspective, that's a very important attribute for peatlands. And so consequently, in Europe in particular, there's a big push towards peatland restoration and towards reduction of peat use in horticulture, also for energy, but we're concerned with horticulture, and there is a big push for the reduction of peat use in horticulture. Another area of concern for the industry globally would be the use of pesticides, or the reduction of pesticides that are available for use, and this is due to concerns about their impact on the environment, for example, and on biodiversity. So the industry globally are being encouraged to adopt IPM methods of disease control. That's integrated pest management, and that requires them to pay more attention to diseases when they occur at the beginning, and to use other methods than chemicals initially to try and deal with them. So biological control agents if possible, and only as a last resort to use chemicals if they're available. And so we see a lot of research going on now in the area of biological control as a way of trying to replace the pesticides that are being withdrawn. So we had a couple of presentations on these aspects during the conference. My own team are involved in research on using bacillus biocontrol agents to control diseases like cobweb and dry bubble. We're also looking at a novel biocontrol strategy whereby we're looking to identify viruses in the pathogens that might actually debilitate the pathogen, therefore it's less problematic on a farm. It's a very novel method, but we're looking to see can this be a new direction for biocontrol in the future.